please subscribe to the channel. I need subscriptions and subscribers to subscribe to the subscribe scroll. Yeah. Thank you. I'ma say it because everybody else is scared to say it. And it may not even be true, but I'ma say it anyway. The Ascent is better than Returnal. I said it. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? All right, check it first. I'm just joking. I think Returnal is probably a better game, but 65? Nah, son. This mother flower on the bottom gave it a 30. That's the only, like, if we take the 30 out, right, and we average all this back up again, we got 91, 88 was at 90, 89, 90. That's 85, 70. I'm just trying to do math. 70. I can't do math. That's not all of them. God dog it. I'd have to do all this math. I don't feel like doing all this math. But that 30 messed everything up. It messed up the whole scores. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, besides the 30, for some reason, which, I mean, I guess it makes sense because it is a separate platform, but the Xbox One version has two 80s. We're not doing user scores, we're doing official critic scores because Metacritic, first of all, let's just say this, Metacritic is shit. What does that mean? It's bullshit. That's what I'm saying. It's bullshit. The fact that Sony relies on Metacritic so heavily to, I guess, dole out bonuses to the employees and all these other things, that's a problem. It's a problem, not because fanboys or whatever rally behind No, it's a problem for the devs. You know what I'm saying? Why is Metacritic one place on the internet the end all be all judgment for these devs to get bonuses, such and so forth, right? Why? And why does Sony, a multi-billion-dollar corporation, rely on Metacritic's numbers when we can see right here that is bullshit? 30. Everybody knows Metro Game Central, they're a bullshit corporation company anyway. So I've heard, allegedly. Now, one of the other things we need to look at is how many reviews. We got 20 reviews here. We got on PC, we got 35 versus, I didn't even do if we average all of the scores together, 73 plus 65 plus the 80s on Xbox, it comes to about 71 Metacritic score for this game across all platforms. Returnal is only on one platform, so you don't need to do that. But if we're going to take all of the, things, and they're similar games, performance is different, loading is different on Xbox One. I'm playing Xbox One. So. But once again, so we got 35 plus 20, that's 55. There's 100. There's twice as many reviews on Returnal than there is the Ascent. If the Ascent had the same amount of reviews, critic reviews, I will guarantee the score would be higher. Because not everyone's going to give it a 30, because people aren't trolls. Most people aren't trolls. And this is obviously a troll score because it makes no sense for it to get a 30. He's the only one. Everybody, like 50, okay. I mean, that's a little harsh. 60, more understandable. All the 70s, I'm like, yeah, okay. I got you. Me, I'm like, you know what? I like this game. I give it a 75 from where I'm like level 10. I haven't finished the game, so I can't give it a full score. But once I finish the game, but right now, I'm like, if there were no bugs, if everything was tip-toppity tip shape, then it would definitely be an 80. But I don't think a game like this would would go past that. You know what I mean? It's just a tight. It's like giving Ori. Well, that's a bad example. But it's like giving a pixel shooter or a pixel art game, you know, a 10 out of 10. I'm like, okay, that's not gonna happen because it's an old type of game. You know, not even Ratchet and Clank can get a 10 out of 10 because it's an old ass game with pretty ass graphics. You don't get a 10 out of 10. No. And Returnal, you know, you look at it, it got zero negative. So should we just take away this 30? Let's do the math real quick. All right. So we got 50-50. So 100 plus 58 plus 120 plus 65 plus 70. Oh, shoot. I'm doing this wrong. I definitely did that all wrong. Okay. We'll do it at the top. 91 plus 90 plus 88 plus. I wish I had 85 plus 80 plus. I don't know how to do it without doing it this way. Sorry. Plus 72 plus. Was it 3? 4. That's 240. No, 280. 280 plus. There's two more. 140 plus. 65 plus. 60 plus. 60 plus. 58 plus. And 100 equals. And that's how many reviews? So we minus the 1, and they said that 20, so we're 19. What about 19? 70. It's a 70.7. So round it up to 71. So this would be a 71. Excuse me. This would be a 71, which is reasonable. So that's the thing, right? I don't know if I will ever understand why Metacritic is so important to Sony. I don't get it. I understand public perception, but what I'm hearing is a mix. It's mixed. It's not a 65, it's a 70 basically, right? But I'm hearing people saying, "Oh, it's good. I like it. And then I hear some people say like, "Oh, you know, it's kind of, this is kind of broken, or that's kind of broken, or there's bugs and bugs and bugs." I have zero. I only had the one bug, and it wasn't really a bug. I mean, it was a bug technically, but it didn't alter. I didn't have any crashes. I didn't have any type of things mess up with my game, so that it's like, oh, this game sucks. None of that. It was just a graphical. One of the characters was floating instead of like on the ground, and he wasn't even moving. He was just like chilling, talking to somebody sitting down. It was weird, but I noticed it. I barely noticed it because I stopped and I looked at everything around the environment. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Anyway, I don't know. And then you look over here, user score, right? 7.2, 7.9. Xbox One is 8.2. PC 7.7. So I know Sony doesn't pay attention to the user scores because, I mean, look, if the game is good, right? It's kind of like the Rotten Tomatoes thing, I guess, right? Like the Rotten Tomatoes, it could be like, oh, Rotten Tomatoes is a 2. Is a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. But then you look at the critics. I mean, you look at the normal people, the users or whatever, and it's a 90 or it's a 80 or it's higher. And then you're like, well, wait a second, why are the critics giving this, you know? And then you go and watch it for yourself and say, oh, all right, I like it, or I don't like it. You know, that's the thing about decisiveness, right? Decisive game. So 73 seems a little more reasonable. And what did I say? 71. If you take off that 30, which they should, because it was like, yo, come on, son. Even me, who does prefer Xbox, I can look at Returnal and say, okay, you know what? This game isn't for me. But it's not a 30. Where's the 30 on Returnal? Let's add a 30 to that, but that would just probably knock it down to about 30. What would a 30 do divided by? How would that work? 80. But can I just do 85? No. How to reverse that without adding all that up? It's not 85 because that's the average of 112. Anyway, whatever. Math is always my bad. I mean, I'm bad at math. Anyway, video is supposed to be a nice short little bam, but it never is it? Never is. Play it again. But I'm gonna say this: the art design and graphics are better on the Ascent because A, I like Cyberpunk. B, they knocked it out of the park. Just look at them graphics. Returnal is a bunch of empty landscape, bunch of dust and dirt, emptiness. Ain't nothing there. Ain't no sprites on the screen, son. Now, I'm playing solo dolo. I'm not playing co-op. I've heard people having problems with the co-op stuff, and that's why, a lot of people are like, oh, this game sucks, it's co-op. I'm not even playing co-op. That's probably why I haven't found any bugs, because I'm not jumping on servers and stuff. Like I said, the only problem with my playthroughs is that the loading times on Xbox One X is bad. But that's just me being last gen, you know what I mean? I heard Series X is the series, Xbox Series is 600% faster. That's quite an improvement. But imagine Returnal on the PS4, which it probably will be, because they only sold like 2 copies. How many days did Returnal sold? Did they? Wait a second. I gotta look it up now. Did they? I'm gonna look it up now. Returnal sales. And Returnal. Wait, what's the sales figures for Returnal? MPD March? Is that the last one? I mean April? April, May, June, July, August. Just 4 months ago. Why didn't it give me? Is it updated on Wikipedia? No. Release. Destructor gave it 7.5. Maybe an 8. Well, I mean, actually, you know what? The save stuff on Returnal. First week, that's not good. 6,000 copies. Oh yeah, that's right. It sold 5,600. Wait a second. I thought. Oh yeah, that's right. Returnal sold 5,600. 560,000. All right, so. Yes. So. I forgot what my point was about the sales figures on Returnal. But I'm sorry, I'm tired. Tangent. I was pressure cleaning my driveway yesterday in the hot sun. Florida. Hot Florida sun. Didn't rain yesterday. Not while I was working in the hot sun. That's why I'm so dark. And pressure cleaning is a lot of work. It may not seem. It may like, oh, you just. It's a little workout when you haven't worked out. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, Returnal is it's one of those. It got the Sony push, which will only take them so far, because ultimately Metacritic scores don't matter, excuse me. Sales figures of consoles don't matter. Ultimately, it's about, how much. I mean, bottom line is bottom line, right? However you get it, bottom line is bottom line. And it seems that Sony is not focusing on the correct bottom. They're focusing on the antiquated bottom line of, we sell consoles to sell units of games. But then you look at Returnal, a PlayStation 5 exclusive. Didn't even crack, barely cracked 500,000. I can't even. No, I'm gonna not say it. I'm gonna not say it like that, because if I say million, it sounds like it's more than it actually is. 560,000. That's not a lot of sales. They just bragged about selling 10 million units of PlayStation 5s. Meanwhile, they're losing money on each unit. You understand what's going on? They're selling a bunch of PlayStation 5s, but they're losing money on each unit. They're supposed to be able to sell all these PlayStation 5. Everybody got all those PlayStation 5s. Then they go and buy the games. No, that's not happening. There is a problem happening over at Sony. Sony is, Jim Ryan and the boys over there and gals are looking at these numbers and like, what is happening? This is not right. And people are like, oh, because nobody can get a PlayStation 5. No. They just said there's 10 million. So I'm gonna take that for truth. They say there's 10 million. There's 10 million. How come the Returnal only sold 505? That's not a lot. And I did the thing where it's probably 8 million. Doesn't matter. They should have sold at least 1 million, but they didn't. So the old antiquated way of doing things, the old business model of lost leader as far as consoles go to make it up on accessories and games and software. No. That's old time. That was becoming extinct. Went extinct last generation. That was the last generation. Last generation was the last generation for that business model. Look at PC games. Answer me this. You know what? Where do you go to get your PC games? You go to Electronic Boutique? Huh? You go to Radio Shack? No. I remember when you bought PC games in the store. But guess what? That business model evaporated. No longer. Steam came along and said, yo, check it. Just get it here. And that's what's up. And that's what happened. The business model changed. Steam made all the money. So the longer that Sony holds on, smothers this business model close to the chest, we never gonna let it go. The longer they do this, the more it's going to hurt their bottom line. And that's the bottom line. That was bad. I'm not gonna end it like that. But all I'm saying is that, look, I'm a dummy. I'm not Jim Ryan. I'm not saying Jim Ryan's a genius. I'm just saying he makes more money than me, so he must be doing something right? But continuing down this path does not lead to success long term. Now, maybe he's just a short-term solution for them right now. And maybe they're looking at somebody else to be the long-term solution guy, because Jim Ryan's not going to be there forever. What's the rotation rate of CEOs over there on PlayStation? You had Jack Tretton, PlayStation 3. You had what's his name? Andrew House plus Sean Layden on PlayStation 4. And now you got Jim Ryan on PlayStation. They have 4 different CEO people in 3 different generations. Meanwhile, Xbox has had 3 and 3. For each generation, they've had like a new, I think, right? First Xbox was Jay Allard, I think. Second was Roger Moore. Peter Moore was the 360. And then we had Donnie M. Matrick for the Xbox One, which was a disaster. I'm not exactly sure when he came on board. Probably towards the end of 360 era. Oh no, it was Kinect. It was the Kinect. That's what I think that was his doing. So during 360, Don Matrick came and he tried to push that through the Kinect through on Xbox One. That backfired, and then Phil came to save the day. So Phil is the savior of the Xbox brand, as history will know it, as history shall dictate it to the youth of the future video gamers of the earth. Phil Spencer saved Xbox, and Satya Nadella allowed him to save Xbox. So Phil and Satya and Phil, however you want to say it, they are the people who are saving video games right now, because Sony ain't doing it. If it was up to, okay, check this out, right? If Xbox didn't exist, just take everything that they're doing, Game Pass, take that out. Amnesia doesn't exist. And Sony is putting out Returnals. $70 Returnals. They're putting out all these games that are not next gen. It's like, wait, I thought this was next gen. The curse of success has struck the PlayStation because PlayStation 4 was so successful. They have to cater to their older audience, the old audience of the PlayStation 4. They can't just leave them behind. They can't go next gen because they will leave them behind. And they don't have the bandwidth to cover both properly. I would feel very pessimistic. I would feel very depressed right now if I was a PlayStation fanboy. If I was a pony, if I was a Pegasi, I would be very upset, because looking to the future, you have God of War, you have these games, right? And they will be good. But just imagine how much better they would have been if they didn't have to do a last gen version. Come on, son. Sony's messing up this generation so hard, and the ponies won't admit it. They're in denial. They freaking, they have Stockholm syndrome because daddy's been so good to them. Give me, daddy. Oh, you're the best, daddy. Oh. That's right. You go spend $70. That's right, $70. Oh yeah, well, I will pay everything for you, man. Oh, you the best, daddy. Oh yeah. Them so many slaves. The pony. What's trying to alliterate pony? Peasants? Pony peasants? That's an old one. Pegasi peasants? No, that's too many syllables. Daddy got him hemmed up. Daddy got him thirsty. So thirsty they willing to pay anything for hot trash. I mean, is hot trash better than cold trash? Frozen trash is better than hot trash. So I'm gonna say frozen for frozen trash. I can't say frozen. Frozen trash. Got him. $70, baby. Here, get this trash sickle. Eat it all up. Cause I'm your papa, and I know what's best for you. My name's Jim Ryan. I'm out. That was dumb.